All right, so we're going to verify the identity of sine of x plus y over sine of x times cosine of y equals 1 plus cotangent of x tangent of y. Remember, whenever we're verifying the identities, we kind of want to pick the one that's most complicated. Generally, if it's got a fraction, it's going to be the more complicated, not always, but generally that's how it'll work. So I'm going to pick the left-hand side to start with. Also, automatically, sine of x plus y, that's the setup of the sum identity for sine. So I have something automatically that I can plug in. If you refer back to your identity sheet, sine of x plus y, so starting on the left-hand side, sine of x plus y is sine of x cosine of y. Sine stays the same, so I'm adding plus, and flip them. Sine of y, cosine of x. So that is my numerator. Sine of x plus y, just expanded using that sum identity of sine, over sine of x, cosine of y. So where to go from here? It's already broken down into sines and cosines. So I have the addition on the top of my fraction. Remember, if the addition or subtraction is on the top of the fraction, then I can separate it into two different fractions. So I'll have sine of x cosine of y over sine of x cosine of y plus the second term, sine of y cosine of x over sine of x cosine of y. So carrying on, seeing what will simplify. On my left fraction, I have sine of x over sine of x, cosine y over cosine y. They are being multiplied, so it's just one single term, sine of x cosine of y, divided by sine of x cosine of y. It is just 1. If I divide something by itself, this is just 1. So I get 1 plus, I have sine of y cosine of x over sine of x cosine of y. Inside my parentheses, my argument is different, so these don't just cancel out, but if you kind of manipulate this, rewrite it, with the arguments being the same on top of each other. So sine y cosine x over, I'm going to switch these two so the arguments are the same. So I'll write cosine y to line up with sine on the top, and sine of x to line up with cosine on the top. So I didn't change anything about the values, I just rewrote it. And they're being multiplied, so I can do that. Right? I didn't change anything, I didn't do any funky algebra. They're being multiplied together, so the order that they're written shouldn't matter. Now looking at it, I have sine of y over cosine of y. Sine over cosine is equal to what? Tangent. If you look at your identities, sine of y over cosine of y is tangent of y. And cosine of x over sine of x is cotangent of x. Again, just looking at your identities. And if you look at what we were trying to prove, we were trying to prove 1 plus cotangent of x, tangent of y. We have 1 plus tangent of y, cotangent of x. These two things are being multiplied, so the order that they're written doesn't matter. So this is, in fact, equal to 1 plus cotangent of x, tangent of y, which is what we were trying to prove. So we have verified the identity.